So how many rounds you be going?
You know.
The people don't.
You know though.
I know, but the people don't.
Okay, so
I'm asking for the people.
What's the answer? What's the answer?
Baby, let me tell y'all something. On the witch yacht. This nigga don't go to sleep. I be like, God, I'm gonna tell y'all something. For real. I really thought that I was gonna like make him tap out. Like I really thought he was gonna be being out no chance. This nigga don't go to sleep. Like you gotta be energized, you gotta be charged up like a Tesla.
You like girls? I mean, I like what I like. I like you. You do? I do. You'll fuck me? Would you say it like that? Because would you fuck me? Yeah, I would. So who on top? Me?
Are you ever gonna have a city girl wedding?
Mm-mm.
You don't want to get married?
No, I don't. I tell this to people all the time because I personally feel like men are not faithful, right? And I feel like once we get married, you're giving your life to me. So my husband is not going to be allowed to go party with his friends and go, because I see a lot of married men, they be out like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning.
But your husband is not allowed to go outside no more. You gonna be outside?
I just feel like for me, you know, it's people got different perspectives. So for me and my husband, how I see my life with my husband, once we get married, I want us to be settled down on vacation and we eat and breathe each other.
All day?
Not all day, but you're not going out 5 o'clock in the morning with your friends. I'm gonna be with you. We gonna do everything together.
But Carisha, young Miami, young Carisha, you're gonna be on tour. You're gonna be acting. You're not gonna date somebody who ain't got nothing to do. Y'all gonna be busy anyway. You know your life is never gonna be normal like a married couple.
So if I get married and my husband is out 5 o'clock in the morning with his friends, I want to kill him when he get home. And if you cheat on me, like I'm literally going to bury you. Like I cannot vomit it. Like you giving your life away to me. Like that's what you telling me. Like I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. You my person.
9 months later. What is the minimum net worth that he has to have?
I want like a man that at least got like $100 million. Now I want to get married. Like I want a man with $100 million. A lot of men just see a pretty face, see a pretty body, and for them it's like, this is another bitch on my roster. Like they be building rosters. Like a lot of men are mature in mind. And you have to be, as a woman, you gotta know what you want. In life, you gotta know what you want. I know what I want. So if I know that we're gonna have sex, we gonna have sex. But you have to do something for me. And it's not prostitution, it's just, I'm a woman. Like you gotta add value to me. And sometimes I gotta leave this situationship with something. Because if not, we fuck when we in our teens. That's something you do in your 20s. I'm 30 now. You know, like I don't believe in marriage. I don't want to be nobody's wife. I'm 32 now. Like at this point, I'm like, okay, I got 2 kids. Like I do want my kids to experience mom and dad, or mom and someone else, not always just.
Has your children ever told you, like, Mom, I want you to get married?
No. I mean, my daughter's 6, my son. I look at it as I had him young, so we growing up together.
Yeah.
I want another child, but the third time, it's like, I saw it didn't work the first time. Mm-hmm. The second time, it's like, okay. The third time is like intentional. Now I need to know, like, what type of father are you? You know, if this don't work out, like, are you still going to show up? I'm more aware of what I want in a father if it doesn't work out as a relationship.
Yeah.
So like now I'm not looking at it as the first time it didn't work. You know, the second time I'm thinking we in love. The third time is more intentional. It's like, I need to probably interview the rest of your baby mamas. Mm-hmm. I need to see how you show up for your kids. I need to see like what Christmas is like. Is you like, oh, I got a show, I can't make it, or don't book me for Christmas because it's family time. So that's what I'm looking for. So even if I know it doesn't work, I know that it's stability. Mm-hmm. And we can, what you saying, like we could be a family, is co-parenting. A man have to make me feel good, for real.
Feeling good to you, is that confident or what? Like what's the feeling?
Just like you gotta make me feel good. Like you just calling, checking in, you know how my day went, wishing me good night. Just little simple things. And just overall, like at the end, how you treat me.
Yep.
I don't want no man that's just treating me any kind of way, like just treating me like I'm just something on the side. Mm-hmm. Because I don't show up as that. I know my image is probably one way, but like I'm a woman. Like, I take care of my kids, I take care of my family, I do what I have to do when it comes to being a woman, and I would never allow men to just treat me less. So it's like, you can have what you have going on, we can have that understanding, but if I don't feel good, I gotta get away.
Do you think you're intimidating?
Of course.
So how long are you willing to give a person to open up to show the real version of them?
A year.
So continuing this conversation about Young Miami, and I'm sure many of you guys have heard by now about the controversy surrounding her recent song Spin That, which is gaining a lot of popularity. It's climbing the billboards, it has a lot of support, and yet you do have some people critiquing it, such as India Ari, for its just vulgarity and just the way many believe, me included, that it is promoting degenerate and ultimately degrading depictions of women, and particularly Black women. But nevertheless, she's getting the bag, she's making some money, this is a big hit for her career, and so you have many people who are cheering her along. But what I wanted to talk a little bit about more specifically was her expressed desire to be married and to want to have more of a classic traditional life. And I want to talk a little bit about how what ladies don't necessarily understand is how the whole phase and how the kind of basically city girl, party girl, whole mentality that is oftentimes promoted through artists such as Young Miami can literally, and oftentimes literally does undermine their ultimate goal to settle down and have a more stable and traditional family life. One of the most fascinating things to me about artists such as Young Miami is that it seems as if they don't understand how they, in very many ways, actually feed into the problem that they are complaining about. For example, right? She went on to talk about earlier on how, you know, she didn't want to get married because a lot of men cheat. And she sees a lot of men out at the club or just, you know, out at night doing these particular things with women who are not their wives. Yet and still, she literally releases a video called Spin That, which is all about promoting an industry and promoting a lifestyle where men are incentivized to cheat. You know what I mean? To me, that's no different than like a drug dealer being mad that he sees addicts on the street. Like, I mean, like you're literally at that point investing in the very problem or instigating the very problem that you're complaining about. And the thing about it is, I literally think people like Young Miami, Carisha, or whatever, she to me is just a product of her environment. Like literally, if you just take your typical Black woman today and have her be influenced by modern pop culture, you're going to create a Carisha, right? Someone who likely didn't grow up in a two-parent household where she saw healthy examples of men and women working together, raising families, likely didn't have the experience or the opportunity to even be able to experience firsthand what a functioning family looks like. Like that's most Black Americans, right? So you just take your typical Black woman growing up in a single parent household, trying to figure out things by herself, likely not having the strongest relationship with her father or maybe even her mom or whatever, and put her in this modern environment, incentivize her acting like a hoe. I don't even necessarily see her as anybody so extreme or anybody. I don't even necessarily see her as a Black woman who was so extreme as much as I see her as a Black woman who was literally just a product of a very broken, and I would argue toxic environment. But the thing about women like Young Miami is because these women are continually incentivized with money, with fame, with social media followers, like basically because they are oftentimes put on a platform and they are shown with glitz and glam, although it's toxic. And listen, even women like Young Miami can acknowledge that some of what she does is toxic because she alludes to that in her video. And there's other videos where she literally says she doesn't want her daughter, you know, being a city girl. So like, although these ladies know on some level that what they're doing is toxic, because they get incentivized with money, then they continue to do it. Or, right, you'll have ladies who make excuses for this kind of behavior saying, oh, this is art, oh, this is just, you know, her experience or whatever, right? Like they'll justify it but there's not necessarily a large incentive or push to try to instigate or create better, healthier, more constructive messaging for the next generation. They'll just support it. They'll create space for it. They'll actually pay for it in some way, shape, or form, and then it will continue. And so this culture continues. And so these kinds of ideas continue. And so these kinds of toxic messages continue, really unaddressed, because it's incentivized, because it's supported, and because it's promoted. So in some ways, yes, while there are ladies who they didn't grow up with the success, they didn't grow up with the opportunity to see something healthier, yet and still, even when they're presented with something healthier, they may not run towards it because they are incentivized to act like hoes, specifically these artists. Like, let's be honest, if these women were incentivized to, promote a traditional housewife aesthetic by getting money, by getting fame, by getting the bag, by getting all this luxury lifestyle, like, if what was incentivized and promoted among these rappers was like a more traditional, clean image, they would do that because it's about getting the bag, because it's about getting the money, and they're willing to do it really at any cost, even if it's their image, but they don't understand how that undermines their relationship success, or it can. And listen, I understand that there are times when there are women who actually do grow up in pretty healthy environments, seeing functioning families, seeing marriages, and they have a rebellious phase. Like, that happens too. People like Carisha, Young Miami, they're products of an environment where Black women are incentivized to act like hoes and prostitutes. I've said this so many different times. Another thing that I think ladies don't necessarily understand is that while a lot of women, they value journeys, they value experience, they value people going, well, specifically, women going from experience to experience and going on healing journeys and going on self-affirmation and self-discovery journeys. Like, women look at that as a sense of value, but they don't understand that men, particularly the high value men that someone like Miss Carisha says that she wants, they don't necessarily look at a woman with a ton of experience and see that as something valuable, as something worthy, or as something even wifely. They may look at that and see that as baggage. They may look at that and see that as a liability, because with all those experiences of bodies, men and women, and whole phases and baby daddies, ultimately comes with more things that they have to manage. It ultimately comes with more things that man is going to have to compromise on, or going to have to deal with. And if he's a man who himself wants a more traditionally minded family and traditionally minded woman, it might be a little bit of a turnoff for him to know that this woman has a background where she was a stripper, where she was a hoe, where she had all these different bodies. So I also think what women don't necessarily understand is that when they get to a point where they want a more traditional man, a more maybe alpha kind of man, or whatever, however they want to classify it, they still don't always understand what those men want. And of course, you are going to have cases like, Russell Wilson, who ends up with Sierra. You're going to have those cases. But, again, celebrities, they exist in a whole different paradigm of reality when it comes to dating and mating. And most people can't do what a Sierra does. Most people can't even do what a Carisha does. I'm sure she'll be able to find somebody who's attractive, who works with her. Now, I don't know if he's going to be a multimillionaire, but she'll probably be able to find somebody who's, in the upper class, because that's who she's around. But your average Black woman does not look like Young Miami, does not look like Carisha, does not have those connections, and can't necessarily afford to go through the whole phase and then have a couple of baby daddies and then still find a successful, high value man, and then live a happy fairy tale life. Like, that's just not the reality. And then even if those ladies are able to do so, you still have to have the training, you still have to have the understanding of what marriage actually is. And a lot of ladies, because they didn't grow up in families where they saw that being modeled to them, and we don't live in a culture that really emulates the importance of marriage, you have people who are kind of making it up as they go along, and they're coming up with ideas of marriage that are based upon fantasies or based upon things that they maybe see online, or based upon those little viral TikTok clips where it's like, oh, happy anniversary, you're 5, you're 10. It's all the fun stuff. But they don't necessarily have an understanding of what it may actually mean to maintain a marriage long term. And that's where people's hearts are, I think, can get broken, or they can just get themselves set up for, for failure. So yeah, to me, it's really crazy when I see ladies who go through their whole phase and act like a city girl and then think that just one day they're just going to be qualified to get a happy, healthy, alpha provider male who's going to just take all of her, as if her experiences, as if her body count, as if all that she's gone through makes her more valuable. And in the eyes of a lot of men, it doesn't. It doesn't. If anything, in the eyes of a lot of men, that is just more baggage. And I'm not saying that, listen, I'm all about women. I'm all about people changing and growing and evolving. And when you know better, you do better. Yes. But I do think we also have to be realistic about what we might be wanting, what we also might be offering, and then also be in acceptance and reality of what it actually means to be married. And I still think there's a lot of ladies who don't really understand that. But anyways, y'all, that's what I think about this whole thing. What do y'all think? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.